Hello everyone and welcome to another weekly reading. I am Morgana Brigg and I will be reading for each day this week. As I've mentioned before, I am a beginner when it comes to tarot, so this is still a way of practice for me, but I thought I would share and learn and grow because I figured if I record these, I can go back and see what I've learned or see how my interpretations change of certain cards and things like that. So as usual, I will be reading the cards the way that I hear or interpret them, and then I will read what the companion book says for each card. So let's get started. I will be pulling a card for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The card for Monday is the Nine of Pentacles. So here we have a woman holding what looks like a hawk. I find it interesting that the hawk is wearing a helmet, and there are feathers in the helmet, which I find kind of funny because it's a hawk. Hawks don't need to wear extra feathers. She's also surrounded by butterflies and, of course, pentacles and plants and all the beauty of spring. I am really getting a blossoming feeling. I'm getting the idea of growth and forward motion, taking action. Hawks have been used to hunt. They've been used to seek out information. And I think that's what she's doing. She's surrounded by all this beauty and all this joy, but she's got this powerful creature, and I feel like she's constantly seeking out something that will nourish her, something like food for her soul, or food for your soul. So I'm thinking Monday is going to be a calmer day. Maybe you'll find something that will inspire you to create something. I feel like Monday is a day full of creative energy and creative action, of actually making something and attempting to do something maybe a little different, but is still very creative for you and still speaks to that side of you. So I think Monday is a day to do something that speaks to you as a creator. All people are creators. You may not think you're artistic, and that's fine. You can build a model or write something or make up a silly little song for yourself, but do something creative that makes you feel good. Let's see what the book says about the Nine of Pentacles. An accomplished woman stands by her gazebo. She gazes on her noble falcon with pride and is surrounded by a garden of plentiful pentacles. She has a right to be proud because she has achieved this luxurious lifestyle on her own. Like the hermit, she has chosen a life alone, which she does not seem to mind at all. You have accomplished much that makes you proud. You have created a life that you enjoy, and that satisfies you. In spite of your choices, do not feel lonely. Be aware that you may have been happy and not lonely, but there may come a time when that changes. Don't be afraid to change your lifestyle and find someone special to share it with. The card for Tuesday is the Nine of Cups. So we have this generous appearing man surrounded by cups, full cups of whatever bounty he has to share. And he is extremely happy to share it. He is toasting it and he is offering it to people, and he knows that even if he gave away all of those cups, his barrels are still full of more of his abundance. More wine, I guess you would say. I think Tuesday is a day of giving. Tuesday is a day of recognizing everything that you have in your life, recognizing your own abundance and your own prosperity. Recognize what you have and your own talents, and then do what you can to share that. Share your knowledge. Share the new information you've learned. But definitely reach out and offer whatever it is that you have. Offer it to the people around you. Offer it to your loved ones. Offer it to the world. Offer your warmth and your love. A lot of things are happening right now in the world. And I think a lot of people are seeking out guidance in warmth and compassion and love and understanding. And if you have the capacity to do that, then to share that, then I think you should. Especially, but not only, on Tuesday. Let's see what the book says about the Nine of Cups. In his comfortable home, an innkeeper raises his cup and salutes his comfort, abundance, and good fortune. He has invested in creating a welcoming place for others and a secure situation for himself. His fortune, represented by the barrels of beer, is that of good cheer, not necessarily of money or material gain. In the major arcana, the hermit goes off alone to solidify his knowledge, and then he returns to the world to share it and help others. So this man has found his own way, and hence has much to share with others, even the charming mice who play without fear of danger on the beams overhead. You have achieved a place of comfortable abundance. You have much love and nurturing affection to give. You are happy with what you have and desire to share with others, knowing that sharing such gifts only increases them. Be aware of taking the energy of the hermit to the extreme. Do not enjoy your good fortune alone or hoard it. Do not indulge in a pompous sense of self-satisfaction, but share what you have with graciousness. The card for Wednesday is the Emperor. So here we have our Emperor standing tall with his staff in one hand, and his other hand pointing down. Surrounding him are the signs of the zodiac, and his robe is covered with stars and suns. The top of his staff also looks like a star. Because of the colors in his robe, I am getting a sense of balance, of having two choices or two options, or your heart is going in two different ways. And I think today is a day where you think about whatever two things are pulling you apart and concentrate on finding a resolution. I feel like Wednesday is a day when you need to resolve whatever things have been tearing you apart. Make a choice. There's something that you've been putting off making a choice on, and I think Wednesday is the day where you hit the deadline. You have to make a choice. Whatever your choice is, you'll learn from it. Whatever your choice is will somehow benefit you. Trust yourself to make the right choice, but make that choice. Don't put it off any longer. Let's see what the book says about the Emperor. In many ways, the Emperor is the mirror image of the Empress. Perhaps most obvious is the reversal of their clothing's color. The passionate red of the Emperor's garment is external, as are his actions. He is surrounded not by the abstract glyph symbols of the Empress, but by more realistic signs of the zodiac. He holds his representation of the solar system in his hand, showing a more external control than the Empress. While driven by love and a desire for what is best for everyone, as indicated by his blue undercloak, he is more concerned with the realistic functioning of everyday life. On a social level, he seeks to create stability so that society can reach its highest good. As a father archetype, he wishes to give his children a strong foundation, allowing them to achieve their best. The message of the Emperor is that of healthy stability. Create an environment that allows you to function at your best. Seek well-functioning order in your life in terms of your home, your workplace, and your relationships. Appreciate the rules of society that allow a smooth and peaceful life. Be aware of stifling and stagnating rules and regulations. Creating order in your life simply for the sake of order alone is inhibiting, not liberating. Learn when it is time to question the obligations and mores of society. The card for Thursday is the Moon. So whenever I see the Moon, I think of balance, I think of mystery, I think of secrets, and I think because of what I got from yesterday, from this choice that maybe needed to be made, that today you found yourself solid. You found yourself connected to whatever choice you made, and you realize that this is what you wanted. You realize that you've made the right decision, and now you have to go after it. Now it's time to follow the path you set for yourself. Follow the course that you set for yourself, and maybe make a plan, a real workable plan for yourself. The moon is generally not a card for practical, solid things, but I'm feeling that this is leading you to that. I'm feeling that this is leading you to making a solid plan, and it starts with having ideas. It starts with deciding what you want and knowing what you want, and then deciding to go after it, and then you decide how to go after it. So today, just take time to think about your goals and your dreams. Let's see what the book says about the moon. This beautiful orb inspires us like no other. It speaks to our soul. It releases our animal instincts like the dog's howling. It invites the crayfish to surface. This alien creature represents our deepest fears. The light of the moon allows us to glimpse it, but provides enough shadow that we can ignore it if we're careful. The moon goddess heightens our intuition. She does show us our worst nightmares, but then again, she gives us our best dreams as well. The message of the moon is as shadowy as a moonlit night. Pay attention to your dreams and your intuition. Face your fears, even if you do so a little at a time. Attend to your soul. Be aware of not seeing clearly, of being afraid of shadows, or of being led astray by shadowy images that aren't what they seem. The card for Friday is the Page of Swords. So here we have this young individual. He's surrounded by this calm and peaceful blue. So recently I learned that I did not know, or I did not correctly associate the suits with their elements. The Page of Swords, or the sword suits, is an air suit, and the batons is a fire suit. And I had flipped those around. But it makes more sense that the sword is air, especially when I see this card. It seems like he is surrounded by peace. He's comforted, and he's barely holding on to his sword. He's got like a couple of fingers on the tip of the handle. He's not even holding it at the hilt. So I'm getting a sense of relaxation. I'm seeing that there's no fear. That today is a day where you should not fear, where you should go for whatever it is that you're trying to go for. So if yesterday was a day of deciding where you want to go, today is a day of starting that path. Friday is a day of going after, actually taking some action to go after what you want. Take your first steps, but don't put so much strain or stress on yourself that you end up not able to continue or not able to love it. Friday is a day where you just start the engine, start the engine, pull out of the parking lot, but you're not exactly driving down the highway yet. You're just on your way. I think Friday is a day where you start to feel your ideas solidify. They become more realistic to you. They become more clear to you. So roll with that. But don't get stuck on one single idea. Don't get stuck on this has to happen this way. When I say make a plan, I generally mean to have an idea of what you want and where you want to go, but don't get stuck on the details. Don't get stuck on the rules. Don't get stuck on being perfect, otherwise you're never going to move forward. Let's see what the book says about the Page of Swords. A young man attempts to stand confidently and proudly. He tries to express a sense of disinterest, as though he's done this 1,000 times before. His face, though he doesn't know it, shows more apprehension than he'd like it to. Who wouldn't be a little nervous? He does have a very large and potentially dangerous sword, and although he knows how to wield it in theory, he hasn't actually used it. You are ready to face a new challenge. The theory and logic is clear to you. You have all the tools you need. You know exactly what to do and how to do it. Yet you feel inexplicably scared. Your fear isn't unusual, though. There is no substitute for experience. And that is something you don't have at this point. Know that regardless of the outcome, you will have done the best you possibly can. Be aware of overanalyzing. Swords are the suit of the intellect, So there is the danger of thinking about something so much that you become paralyzed with worry. The Page of Swords can indicate a message, usually pertaining to a current problem, issue, or belief system. The card for Saturday is the Two of Wands. I think this whole week has been a week of choices, a week of making decisions, and now you're really seeing where either decision can take you. With one option, you know what you're going to get back. You know what you're going to see. You know the possibilities. But then there's another option, and it's still pretty mysterious to you. So if yesterday was the day to decide what you want and how you want to get it, and to make like a solid plan, today is the day when that plan brings you to a split, and where now you have to truly and deeply solidify your choice. That once you take this choice, there may be no coming back. But since we don't know exactly where it's going to take you, and since either choice can be right for you, either choice can be a blessing for you or create blessings for you, it's still a hard choice. But today is the day where you have to pick something, and then you have to follow that. You can't stay where you are anymore. You can't hold on to your fears anymore. You have to move forward, and you have to choose a direction. Let's see what the book says about the Two of Wands. A traveler faces a fork in the road and a difficult decision. Outwardly, this card is reminiscent of the Fool. Unlike the Fool, he is conscious of the future and wants to make the best choice. Not an easy task when the choices are so similar. The differences lie far off in the horizon. Which is better, the bright sky and huge mountain, or the red sky and smaller mountain? And what of the deer, standing like guardians? What will they do after the traveler selects? How will his choice immediately change the situation? Like the High Priestess, the traveler must tap into a deeper level of knowing. You are at a crossroads. The correct choice is unclear, at least in terms of logic, because there are too many unknowns. The wands are not about logic. They are about inspiration and courage. Follow your gut and move ahead bravely. Be aware of stagnation. The wands are about action. This is not a time to stand still. The card for Sunday is the Four of Pentacles. Here we have a scholarly appearing man with an armful of pentacles. He's also wearing very royal colors, but less so. I like to picture these cards as like a world in and of themselves. And in this world, I would consider him the court accountant or secretary. He does something he's not royalty, but he works with royalty enough that he's got a lot. So he's close to the riches. And either he's been given a lot, but what I'm feeling is that he's hoarding his riches. He's holding on tight to them. He's hugging them to his chest. So what I'm getting is that Sunday is a day where you have made your choice. You've taken whatever direction you chose. And now you have to decide what to do with the results or the consequences of your choice. You have to deal with whatever it is that your choice has put into your arms, has put into your hands. But I'm getting that it's not a bad thing if you don't hold on too tightly to whatever it is whatever your reward is after your hard work. If you treat it as an energetic flow, as something that can come and go and come and go, and don't hold on to it too tightly or too miserly, then you may find yourself much closer to where you want to be. He would be closer to royalty than he is even now, if he just let some of it go and was kind. Take stock of your results from for your week of work. Be aware of all that you've created and all that you've done and all the choices that you've made for this week. And be happy with those. But don't hold on to these things too tightly. This is just 1 week. And there's more to come. There will be more choices down the line, more changes, more things for you. But you are successful. This week starts and ends with Pentacles. And that tells me that this is a week of abundance. That whatever choices you make are choices that will serve you. Listen to your instincts. Listen to your inner self. And share what you can. Because I think your choice, whatever choices you're making this week, are all about sharing and growing. And sharing with people. With your loved ones and your family. And strangers even. Just make your choices. Be aware of what you have in your life. And find some way to help other people and share what you have in your life. Let's see what the book says about the Four of Pentacles. A man in rich purple robes, embroidered with gold, grips 4 pentacles in his arms. He has taken pleasure in achieving monetary worth. But money is an abstraction, a representation for things necessary to life or that give life beauty and pleasure. He has lost track of that, and so he stands alone in his cold pride, neither sharing his bounty nor even really enjoying it himself. He reflects an extreme of Major Arcana 4, the Emperor. When the Emperor provides order for the betterment of life, all is well. When he imposes order for order's sake, life becomes sterile. You possess a certain amount of resources, and you've become possessive of them. You are hoarding your money, your time, your abilities. You've lost sight of what these things are for, and you face a lonely, unfulfilled future unless you use your resources wisely. Be aware of the opposite extreme of giving away all you have so that you are depleted and have nothing left to offer. And there we have our weekly reading for the week of February 5th to February 11th. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope that this week is a beautiful and abundant one for you, that it is filled with love and connection and joy. Thank you again. If you like this video, please click the button below and subscribe so that you can catch these readings every single week on Monday. Remember always that I love you and have a beautiful day. Blessed be.